Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Math, grade 5. Today we want to learn how to round the fractions. So our lesson today, round fractions. Show with me this video.
السلام عليكم تاج.
Nandyan pala kayo! Ba't hindi niyo man lang sinabi sa akin na pupunta kayo dito?
Kasi may tatayin kami ni Bubot eh. Hindi ka naman marunong manahin, di ba?
Hindi nga. Alam ko na! Tutulungan ko na lang kayo sa iba niyo pang gagawin!
Ha? Wala naman kami ibang gagawin, Lolo eh.
Ano ba? Where's the group? Where's the group? Ayun! Ito. Tatay asked for a rope 2/3 meter long. This is 1 meter. Kasyang-kasya. If I estimate 2/3 meter, it is about 1 meter. A fraction is about 1 or close to 1 when the numerator is about the same as the denominator. Numerator 2 is about the same as the denominator 3.
I'm sure Nanay will have the tablecloth I'll make for her. How about you, Bubot? What are you planning to give your mother?
I'm still thinking about it. I'll help you first with yours.
Di man lang ako isali.
Well, I need 5-6 meters of plain cloth and 3/4 meter of printed cloth for trimming.
Here, you could use this for the trimmings. But where would you get the plain cloth?
That's not a problem. I have 1 meter and 1/2 meter of plain cloth at home. I need 5-6 meters. Would 1/2 meter be enough? Or should I get 1 meter?
Alam ko na!
You should estimate.
Estimate? Right! I don't have to use the exact measurements. I can just estimate the fractions to its nearest value.
Now I remember. Fractions can be estimated as being close to 0, 1, and 1/2.
So I need 5-6 meter. If I estimate 5-6 meter, it's about 1 meter.
Yes, because fraction is about 1 or close to 1 when the numerator is about the same as the denominator.
The numerator 5 is about the same as the denominator 6. So 5-6 meters is close to 1. This means I should take the 1 meter of plain cloth that I have at home.
That's right. Now this cloth for your trimmings is also 1 meter long. You said you need 3/4 meter, right? The numerator 3 is about the same as the denominator 4. So 3/4 is also close to 1.
So, this 1 meter of plain cloth is enough for my tablecloth screening. What about you, Bubot? What are you going to make?
I'm still not sure. What do you suggest?
Sige, kayong dalawa na lang. Pinay, pinsan pa naman kita.
These kids are very hardworking. Look, the boy is almost done waxing the floor. How do I know? It's easy. I use the number line. Number lines are helpful in estimating fractions as close to 0, 1/2, and 1. Look at the wooden floor. It has 10 planks. Imagine it's a number line with 10 segments, each plank representing one part. To its left is the value 0, to the right the value 1, and the fifth line is 1/2. The boy has waxed 8 out of the 10 planks. 8 out of 10 is 8/10. In the number line, we see that 8/10 is nearer to the right, which is the value 1. So, 8/10 is close to 1. Now, let's see how the girl is doing. Oh no, she still has a lot of cleaning up to do. Look, the window has 8 panels. The girl has wiped just 1 panel out of the 8. 1 out of 8 is 1/8. Again, let's use a number line. This time, it is divided into 8 segments. In the number line, we see that 1/8 is nearer to the left, which is 0. So, 1/8 is close to 0. Looks like the girl is far from done.
You don't want me around? That's fine. I have other friends. Oh, hey Chong! Where are you going? Let's go to the Longga and play.
Oh, ba't ako yata biglang niyaya mo ngayon? Nasaan mga kaibigan mo?
Ah, sila. May ginagawa sila. Bakit? Kaibigan din naman kita. Halika, laro tayo.
Lolo, hindi ako pwede maglaro.
Oh, bakit
Dami
naman?
ko pang gagawin eh.
Ah, alam ko na. If you want, I can help you with your work so we can play later.
Sige. Okay. Well, Father asked me to look for pieces of wood that are 2 feet meter long and 3/8 meter of about wine.
Is that all? Let's go to the Longga. I think we have wood and about wine that are both 1/2 meter long.
But I need 2 feet meter of wood and 3/8 meter of about wine.
Don't worry, Enchong. You see, both 2/5 and 3/8 meters are about 1/2 meters. You actually have more than what your father needs.
How did that happen?
You see, a fraction is close to 1/2 when the numerator is about 1/2 the denominator. 2/5 is close to 1/2 because the numerator 2 is about 1/2 the denominator 5.
Ah, I think I understand. 3/8 is also close to 1/2 because the numerator 3 is about 1/2 the denominator 8.
Exactly! Come on, let's go to the guy and get the wood and abacat wine. Now they'll see. I have other friends, not just them.
Loloy, did you say something?
Ah, no, I need not. Let's go.
This girl sells sapin-sapin. It looks like she is doing well. She only has 2 slices left out of her 10 slices of sapin-sapin. 2 out of 10 is 2/10. 2/10 of the sapin-sapin is left. A fraction is close to 0 when twice the numerator is less than 1/2 the denominator. Twice the numerator 2 is 4. 1/2 of the denominator 10 is 5. 4 is less than 5. So, 2/10 is close to 0. The girl has sold almost all of the sapin-sapin.
Bubot, here are the pieces of cloth I got from home. 1/2 meter is for me, and only 1/2 meter is left for you. Will this be enough?
That will do, Pinay. I'm just making a small centerpiece for our side table. I only need 5/12 meter of plain cloth. 5/12 meter is about 1/2 meter.
So this 1/2 meter of plain cloth is enough for your centerpiece.
Yes.
Oh, come in, Enchong. The wood and twine are over there. Oh, wood. Ito yung twine.
Loloy, thank you for your help. I have to go now.
Sandali lang. Akala ko maglalaro tayo.
I'm really sorry I can stay, Loloy. Tata is waiting for me. Here's what I owe you for the wooden
No,
twine.
no. You don't have to pay me, Enchong. I was just hoping that we could play.
Maybe next time. Thanks again.
See?
Pinay, Loloy looks so sad. Loloy?
Loloy, gusto mo kaming tulungan magupit ng tela?
Sige na, oh. Uy, tampo-tampo ka ni Loloy. Huwag ka na magtampo.
Ah, sige na nga, sige na.
Talaga? Ay, salamat.
Uy, pasensya nga pala kanina, Loloy, ah.
Ay, wala yun. Di naman talaga ako marunong manahe.
Ayan, ibig sabihin bati na tayo.
Teka, bakit? Galit ba tayo?
Hindi!
Yang, ibig sabihin nito ay...
Sus!
Ay! Sige, sige.
So as you show, this is the meaning of round a fraction. Today, we want to learn how to round a fraction. Today, we want to learn how to round a fraction. See with me now this video.
Modeling fractions. Let's review what we know about fractions from our work with decimals. 1/10 can look like this. 1/10 or 0.1, 1/10. As long as you have 10 equal pieces, you have tenths. 100th can look like this. That would be 100th, 1/100, or 0.01 is 100th. But let's talk about other fractions we'll see in everyday life. This would be half of a candy bar. A third of a candy bar would be this much. 1/4, 1/5, or even 1/8 of a candy bar. Fraction models show part of a whole, so you can draw a picture. What part of the bar is shaded? Well, 5 out of 7 parts are shaded, so 5 are shaded out of a total of 7. We would say 5/7 is shaded. Name the fraction being modeled. We have 5 sections, so that's your denominator, the number on the bottom, and your numerator, the number on the top, would be how many are shaded, so 1/5. There are 8 sections, 3 of which are shaded, so 3/8. Now draw your own model by shading fifths. Fifths are a little hard to draw, so you just have to estimate them. So 5 equal sections, and shade in 2 out of the 5. For fourths, on a circle, always put a dot in the middle first. Will help you be a little more even. And 1, 2, 3 out of the 4 would be shaded. You can also round fractions to the nearest half unit, to 0, half, or 1. What you need to do is compare the numerator and the denominator to see. Round to 0 if the numerator is much smaller than the denominator, like 1 out of 10, 7 out of 50, 11 out of 100, would round to 0. 1/2 if the numerator is about half of the denominator, 4 out of 10, 24 out of 50, or 52 out of 100. So in this example, 4 out of 10, 4/10 would round to a half. Round to 1 if the numerator and the denominator are about the same. 9 out of 10 would round to 1, or 48 out of 50, 96 out of 100. So let's try it. Round each fraction to 0, half, or 1. 43 out of 50, that gives you almost the whole thing. So we would say is about 1. 93 out of 100 is about 1. But 3 out of 20, half of 20 would be 10. So this would be closer to 0.
Okay, so as you see, if I want to round the fractions, we have 3 rules to do the round. We have 3 rules to do the round. The first one, round down, round down. If the numerator is much smaller than the denominator, round the fraction down to the 0. For example, I have this fraction, 1 over 10, 1 over 10. As you see here, the numerator 1 is very small comparing with the denominator. This is 1 and this is 10. So 1 is very small comparing by the 10. So in this case, directly round to the 0. Directly round to the 0. So I can write 1 over 10 close to the 0, or approximately equal 0, or round to the 0. This is the first rule. I will repeat. If the numerator is much smaller than the denominator, round the fraction down to the 0. For example, we have 1 over 10. As you see here, 1 is very small to the 10. So in this case, round to the 0, round to the 0. So I can write 1 over 10 is close to 0, or approximately 0, or round to. The second case, round to the half, round to the half. If the numerator is about half of the denominator, so round the fraction to the half, round the fraction to the half. How? For example, we have 6 over 10. For example, we have 6 over 10. The half of 10, 5. And the numerator here will be 6. 6 is very close to 5. 6 is very close to 5. So if the numerator is about or close to the half of the denominator, in this case, we will round to the 1 over 2, to the half. We will round to the half. So I can write 6 over 10, 6 over 10, approximately equal 1 over 2. 6 over 10 round to 1 over 2. This is the second case. I will repeat. The second case, round to the half if the numerator is about half of the denominator. Round the fraction to the half. So in this example, as you see, we have the numerator here will be 6, the denominator will be 10. The half of the denominator, 5. 6 is very close to 5. 6 is very close to 5. So if the numerator is about of half of the denominator, I can round the fraction to the half. I can round the fraction to the half. So I can write 6 over 10, 6 over 10, nearestly or approximately equal 1 over 2, equal 1 over 2. The third case, round up, round up. I use this rule if the numerator is almost as large as the denominator. Round the fraction up to 1. For example, here, 9 over 10, 9 over 10, rounded to the 1. Why? If the numerator very close to the denominator. Is the numerator very close to the denominator? So round the fraction here to the 1. Round the fraction to the 1. So I can write 9 over 10. I can write 9 over 10 equal, close to 1 or approximately 1 or round to the 1. So the third case, if the numerator very closed, very nearest to the denominator, so in this case, round the fraction to the 1, round the fraction to the 1. So I can write 9 over 10 approximately equal 1 or nearest to 1 or round to 1 or close to 1. So in our lesson today, we have 3 cases to round any fraction. The first one, round down. If the numerator is very small comparing with the denominator, I can round to the 0. Now the second case, if the numerator about the half of the denominator, I can round to the half. The third case, round up. If the numerator very close to the denominator, I can round to the 1. I can round to the 1. For example, round the fraction 1 over 8. Round the fraction 1 over 8. The first step, comparing between the numerator and denominator. As you see here, we have 1. Here we have 8. And 1 is very small comparing with the 8. So I can use the first case, round down, round down. So I can change this fraction approximately to the 0. So the solve here, numerator is very close comparing with the denominator. So approximately equal 0. Approximately equal 0. Example 2. Round the fraction 5 over 9. Round the fraction 5 over 9. As you see here, the half of 9, 4.5. The half of 9, 4.5. And 5 is very close to the 4.5. So the numerator here is about of the half of the denominator. So I can use the second case, round to the half. So I can write 5 over 9 round to the half. 5 over 9 round to the half. Round the fraction 7 over 8. 7 over 8. As you see here, the numerator is very close to the denominator. The numerator is very near the denominator. So I can use the third case, down up. So this fraction round to the 1, round to the 1. So the solve, I can write 7 over 8 round to the 1. 7 over 8 round to the 1 because the numerator is very close to the denominator. The third case. Example 4. Round the fraction 2 over 5. Round the fraction 2 over 5. The half of 5, 2.5. The half of 5, 2.5. And 2 is close to the 2.5. So as you see here, the numerator is about half of the denominator. So I can use the second case. I can use the second case, round to the half. Round to the half. So I can write 2 over 5 nearest to the 1 over 2, or 2 over 5 round to the 1 over 2, because the numerator here, the numerator is about of half of the denominator. Example 5. Round the fraction 15 over 16. 15 over 16. Right. Compare numerator and denominator. As you see here, we have 15 up and 16 down. And 15 is very close to the 16. 15 is very close to the 16. So I can use the third case. I can use the third case. Round up, round up. If the numerator very close to the denominator, I can round the fraction to the 1. I can round the fraction to the 1. So the solve here, 15 over 16, round to the 1, round to the 1. Example 6, round the fraction 1 over 12, 1 over 12. Compare between numerator and denominator. As you see here, 1 is very small comparing with the 12. So I can use the first case, round down, round down. So 1 over 12, round to the 0. Why? Because the numerator is very close to the denominator. The numerator is very close to the denominator. And here we have some videos. When you have free time, you can watch these videos. And this is our lesson. Okay, who has a question now?
أستاذ أنا عندي.
Okay, yes, tell me.
يوم الفراكشن نسوي له استيميت يطلع لنا الرقم 1 أو أقل.
Yes. The goal from round the fraction to change the fraction to the whole number. If I can. Okay, so I have 3 numbers. Any fraction, I can round any fraction to the 3 numbers. 0 or half or 1. 0 or half or 1. If the fraction, the numerator of this fraction is very small comparing with the denominator, so I can round to the 0. I can use the first case, round down. If the numerator is about half,
أستاذ ما فهمت الدرس.
is about half of the numerator, so here in this case, I can round to the half. I can round to the half. And the third case, if the numerator is about is very close to the denominator, if the numerator is very close to the denominator, so here I can round to the 1. Okay, so this is our lesson today. طيب, see with me this video.
This is Mr. Hardesty. In our next example, we'll round fractions. A pencil weighs about 7/8 of an ounce. Is the weight closest to 0 ounces, 1/2 ounce, or 1 ounce? 7/8 of an ounce is the weight of our pencil. We want to compare that to 0, 1/2, or 1 ounce, which we've represented on our number line. 0 at the left end, 1 at the right end, and 1/2 ounce halfway between. Since we are in eighths, let's divide our number line into eighths. 0, then here we'd have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 1/2, and 4/8 represent the same place. 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then 8/8 would be 1. We can see 7/8 right here, and 7/8 as we're rounding, comparing to 0, 1/2, or 1, is clearly closest to 1. So compared to 0, 1/2, or 1, we would round and say 7/8 is closest to 1 ounce.
In this example, how to round this fraction, 7 over 8. I draw the number line. The number line has 3 values, 0, and at the middle, half, and at the last, 1. So when you want to draw 7 over 8, divide this straight line to the 8 pieces. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then choose the 7 piece here. So 7 over 8 will be here. As you see here, 7 over 8 is close to the 0 or close to the 1/2 or close to the 1, close to the 1. So the round of 7 over 8 equal 1. And we have here rule. If the numerator is very close to the denominator, if the numerator very close to the numerator, so I can round the fraction here to the 1. I can round the fraction to the 1.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Benson. Here's a fraction of a question. Round 4/9 to 0, 1/2, or 1. 4/9. Remember, the numerator is the top number in a fraction, and the denominator is the bottom number. In the fraction 4/9, the numerator is 4. So 4 parts are being used. The denominator is 9, so the whole is divided into 9 equal parts. Think about it. The numerator is 4. That's about half of the denominator, 9. That means 4/9 is closest to 1/2. Look at 4/9 on this number line. You can see that 4/9 is closer to 1/2 than it is to 0 or to 1. So 4/9 rounds to 1/2. Super job!
In this example, 4 over 9, the first step, draw this fraction in the number line. Divide the number line here for 9 equal pieces and take the 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 over 9 will be here. But as you see here, we have 3 values. I can round to the 3 values, 0 or half or 1. 4 over 9 is close to 0 or close to the half or close to the 1. As you see, close to the half. It's very near the half. So the round of 4 over 9 equal 1 over 2. And we have rule here, the second case, round to the half. If the numerator is about of the half of the denominator. So I can round to the half. I can round to the half.
This is Mr. Wilson. Round 1/10 to 0, 1/2, or 1. This number line is divided into 10 equal parts. This part would be 1/10. In looking at this number line, we can see that 1/10 is closest to 0. 1 is 9/10 farther away. So, since 1 is close to 0, 1/10 is closest to 0.
In this example, we have 1 over 10. The first step, divide the number line here to the 10 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then choose the first one. Choose the first one. So we'll be here. will be here. This is 1 over 10. As you see here, 1 over 10 near to the 0 ولا nearest to the half ولا or nearest 1. As you see, it's very close to the 0. So I can round 1 over 10 to the 0. So also I have rule. The rule said if the numerator is very small comparing with the denominator, I can round this fraction to the 0. I can round this fraction to the 0. So this is our lesson today. Who has a question now?
أنا
Who
أستاذ
has...
عندي سؤال.
Okay, tell me.
أستاذ يستوي تحط 0 over 5 ولا 0 over 8 يعني 0 يستوي ينحط على الفراكشن ولا لا؟
Yes, يستوي. 0 over any number equals 0 because 0 over 8 means 0 divided by 8. 0 divided by 8 equals 0. But the wrong case, if I write 5 over 0, I cannot put the 0 in the denominator. I can put the 0 just in the numerator and the answer will be 0. Okay? But I cannot put the 0 in the denominator. Here we have error. Here we have error or undefined.
أوكي ثانك
Okay.
أستاذ أنا عندي سؤال.
ما فهمت.
أستاذ أنا عندي سؤال.
Okay, tell me.
أستاذ كم الرقم اللي لازم يكون أقل من الدينوميناتور عشان أحط الزيرو؟
We have 3 cases. The first case, if the number in the numerator, if the number up is very small comparing with the number down, here I can round to the 0. Here I can round to the 0. If the number up in the numerator is about of the half of the number down, here I can round to the half. Here I can round to the half. And if the number up is very close to the number down, here I can round to the 1. I will repeat in Arabic language. Listen to me. في عندي 3 حالات. يوجد لدينا 3 حالات. الحالة الأولى إذا كان العدد اللي فوق صغير جدا مقارنة بالعدد اللي تحت. إذا كان العدد اللي فوق صغير جدا مقارنة بالعدد اللي تحت، هون بإمكاني أنا أعمل راوند للزيرو. أما إذا كان العدد اللي فوق يساوي تقريبا نصف العدد اللي تحت، إذا كان العدد اللي فوق يساوي تقريبا نصف العدد اللي تحت، هون في الحالة أنا بعمل راوند للنصف، للهاف، راوند للنصف. أما الحالة الثالثة إذا كان العدد اللي فوق اللي فوق قريب جدا للعدد اللي تحت، للعدد اللي تحت، مثل لما أقول 5 و6، 5 و 6، لما أقول 15 و 16، إذا كان قريب جدا من الحالة هون بعمل راوند لمين؟ Okay. طيب. Let us to take the attendance now.
أوكي مستر.
Yes.
مستر قبل لا تاخذ الاتندنس أمي ما أعرف الفون.
Take the boys' attendance first. First.
Can you do the girls first?
No, Mister, can you do the boys first?
Then wait to the last of this period, please. If you have a question, wait to the last of this period. Now the time for attendance now.
مستر مو بكويستشن بس وحدة من المهرة تحاول تدخل الميتينج بس ما تقدر تدخل الميتينج.
سويت لها دعوة ما مشي الحال؟
لا توها مطرشة مرة ثانية في الجروب.
هلا هي احيانا تكون اذا تاخرت عن الحصه بصير دخولها صعب، بصير ضغط على النت وضغط على الشبكه، بصير بدها تحاول اكثر من مره. انا شفت رسالتها، بعثت لي رساله وعملت لها دعوه، ما عرفت بعدين شو صار، انه دخلت ولا لا.
Okay. Mister, can you do the girls first?
بداية
تسمعني؟
نعم.
اوكي. انا سعيد.
لحظة بس لا يطلع اسمك، طول بالك شوي.
Mister, can you do the girls first?
Okay, Boti here.
هي أستاذ موجود.
Okay, you can leave now. When you hear your name, you can leave, please. حارب. حارب.
Not here.
Okay. حمد علي.
نعم أستاذ.
Okay. حمدان الكعبي.
Not here.
Okay, حمدان. خالد خليل.
نعم.
Okay. دانيال.
Yes.
Okay.
أستاذ حطيت اسمي.
Hey, زايد. Where is زايد؟ زايد.
أستاذ يلا بطلع.
Absent. طيب. سعيد محمد.
Here أستاذ. Here.
Okay, you can leave now, سعيد.
Yes, Miss, I am زايد.
مع السلامة
Miss,
أستاذ.
I am زايد.
Okay, سعيد. Okay.
مع
You can leave
السلامة
now.
أستاذ. مع
مع
السلامة
السلامة.
أستاذ.
مع السلامة. مع السلامة. سلطان علي.
نعم أستاذ. نعم.
Okay. سلطان غازي.
موجود أستاذ.
عامر.
نعم أستاذ.
Okay. عبد الله محمد.
Here Mister. The last one in terrain. Bye Mister.
طيب عبد الله راشد. عبد الله راشد.
نعم.
اوكي عبد الله. عبد الله محمد الجابري. عبد الله الجابري. absent. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Mister, he's here. Look in the participant.
Okay. عبد الله مسعود. عبد الله مسعود. absent. Okay.
نعم أستاذ.
عبد الله مسعود here.
Yes.
Okay عبد الله. عمر الشامسي. عمر أشرف. عمر أشرف.
موجود.
ممتاز عمر. ممتاز. كيف دخلت بعدين؟
ما أعرف.
طيب.
كان دعوة.
عمر الشامسي. عمر الشامسي. absent. طيب. فلاح.
نعم.
مايد.
نعم.
محمد أحمد الحمادي.
نعم.
محمد سعيد السريحي. محمد سعيد السريحي. absent. طيب. محمد سهيل. محمد سهيل.
نعم. نعم.
اوكي. مطاوع.
نعم.
اوكي. معاذ.
Here.
Okay. All boys, you can leave now. Now for the girls.
أنا خلصت بس المستر. أنا خلصت بس بدي أحكي اسمي.
لحظة ما طلع ما أرينا البنات لسه. لحظة طولي بالي. أسيل.
Here.
يازيا.
Here.
جود. Where is جود؟
بس شوي Mister, I'm here.
Okay. طيب. ريناد. ريناد. absent ريناد. طيب. روضة. روضة.
Absent.
absent. شمسة.
I'm here.
Great. Great. Sheikh Ahmed.
Yes.
Nice. Sheikh Badr.
I am here, Mr.
Alia Khalid.
I'm here, Mr.
لطيفة. 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 absent. طيب. لين. 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 absent. ماريا.
موجودة مستر.
اوكي. مروة.
Here. Here.
اوكي. مريم. مريم. absent. مهرة فيصل.
Here.
مو زعيد.
Here.
نغم.
Here.
Thank you. طيب نورة ظافر. نورة. absent. هاجر. هاجر. absent. مهرة خلفان. مهرة خلفان here, ها؟ اوكي. طيب. This is our lesson today. Round fraction. Round fraction. Thank you for your listening. Have a nice day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.